In today's world, it would be really hard to find a person who actually never heard the name of Red Bull, because it is one of the most important company, and it's actually number 61 most important company by the list of Forbes. Now they actually have 24.9% market share in USA. So this company is really big, and you know it, I know it, we do love drinking Red Bull. Do you even know that Red Bull actually didn't invented or born in Europe or not even in America? It's born actually way back over there in Asia. Yes, to be specific, it's born in Thailand, and it didn't used to call Red Bull. It used to call Krating Dang, which actually in Thai language means Red Bull. The inventor of the Red Bull's name is Chaleo Yavida. Now maybe I pronounced it wrong, but this is the picture over here. This guy actually invented the Red Bull, the main formula of the Red Bull, or Krating Dang, which they call in Thailand, and he wanted to bring that product into the Thai market. But he didn't have lots of money to market this product into the big cities. So what he did, it actually, I'm gonna reveal it. So let's begin this video, because why, maybe you are asking why I'm telling here today about Red Bull. Guys, the biggest fundamental these big brands actually said they never change. This sort of fundamental which is actually always going to be there, and we need to understand it. So if you want to go into making or creating a company or a brand, then these fundamentals are very crucial that you understand. This is the main reason that I want to look into the brand of Red Bull today, and maybe share with you some of my opinion that where this brand was actually performing really well, and that's why they never faced a recession in their life, and they've been like this last 31 years into this world. So let's begin today's video. Hello and welcome. My name is Sunny, and in this channel what I discuss about all about dropshipping, e-commerce, product research, marketing, and if you're interested in one of these, consider subscribing, and let's begin today's video. From the beginning of the invention of Red Bull, the creator of Red Bull was very specific and was right where he wanted to market it. He never targeted the big cities. He doesn't have the budget for this. So what he did, he actually went to the locals of the local small cities in Thailand, where he actually can introduce his product to the person very easily. And the way he did it, it was really important to understand. Because he could have go into the market and just say to the shops, the local shops, look, I have this product, and keep it on his shops and just sell it. That would make his drink is just like any other drinks that is in the market already. The Coca-Cola or Pepsi was coming at that time. So what he actually specifically did, he invented this drink to specifically target to increase energy. It's like an energy drink as you know it even today. So when he know that these drinks actually remove tiredness and energy, so he actually pointed that audience who need this energy and the endurance in their life. That is why he actually joined with the Thai fighting club at that time, the local fighting club, and started sponsoring those clubs with his drink. So every fighter who go into the arena, they actually drink it or even show it to the public. Look, this is what is the secret of mine to be winning in this sort of fight. How clever he was, adding his product as a substance of fighting things. Like today's world, protein shake related to the gym is the same thing, kind of. I think so. So this is how he actually stand apart from the whole other market, where there was already other sort of energy drinks available. The very important things to understand over here. From the beginning, you and I all who want to create a brand, we need to understand where and which market I want to position my brand. And this is where I will know that how I gonna target those audience and make them my customer. This is why it's very important where you want to position your brand. Understand this from the beginning, and then you also target who is your target audiences, which actually was very important, and founder of original Red Bull, Chaleo Yavida, did it exactly right. Even after this long time, even if today if you go into the Instagram page of Red Bull, you will not see any other Red Bull picture or their can picture or their company picture or factory picture. You will see extreme sports pictures over there. They actually promote picture by which they promote themselves, because they related, they add their name to those extreme games so nicely that people actually, whenever they want to watch something extreme sport, they know who is sponsoring it, and it's Red Bull. So you know what, it's coming in your brain, let's drink a Red Bull and jump from off the cliff. This is sort of feel they want to give their audience and get into the brand. In 1984, an Austrian marketer, Dietrich, who used to work in the marketing department of Unilever, was traveling in Thailand. As a business trip, he went there, he was feeling tired, and he actually went into the market and he drank a bottle of, let's guess it, Krating Dang. And it actually gave him a kick in his mind. Like, this actually worked to remove his tiredness, and he liked that drink so much that later he actually met the original founder of the Red Bull, and they came up in an agreement that he wanted to bring this Red Bull into European market and he wanted to start it from his home country, which is Austria. So what he did, he actually established a company, but the creatine dyeing and the original Red Bull was a huge success in the Thai market already. But if you want to introduce something in Europe where already Coca-Cola and Pepsi has everywhere and they have a big market share, this guy need a different sort of technique to approach into this market, and he is a really good marketer. As you can tell, the Red Bull huge success is a very important fact I want to share over here. Whenever you're creating a business and you are in a process of creating a big dream and a big brand, always keep an eye open for the opportunity that may arise in the road of your creating a big brand. What I mean by that, you could have find some similar minded person who are extremely valuable to your company. They have maybe very good experience in maybe either marketing or running a company. They did run a company previously. So this sort of person, always keep an eye to hiring or partnering, most importantly, with this sort of person, which actually going to help your dream to be successful. So always hire a person. Maybe you know about marketing, but the other person knows better about financing and something else. Maybe you know about how to create a brand, but you don't know how to bring that product to the market, which exactly happened to in this case. Because that original founder know how to market that product in his local area, but he would never be, in fact, maybe not would be success the Red Bull is today if that marketer from Austria had found his drink over there and they didn't agree. Now it was not easy for Dropshipping to introduce that product to the Austrian market, because he was actually established the factory and it took 2 or 3 years for him to come up with a plan how he want to introduce this product to the Austrian market. And finally, when he wanted to get into the market, he actually wanted to target the young enthusiast and the young generation, because this is the group where he can introduce something new and challenging. Because as you know, the young people, they don't mind about changes. In fact, they like changes and they want to adapt into the new and fashionable things. They don't want to be old dated, you know what I mean? So this is where he actually tapped in. He actually hired a bunch of young entrepreneurs as his brand ambassador, and their job was organizing parties, their job was organizing music festivals and concerts and some sort of things like this. And what they used to do, because in music festival and concerts, all the public who are present there, majority of them are young generation, and this is the exact perfect moment where Red Bull used to do giveaways and lets his audience or their audience to test the product, and let's see what is the reaction of these people who eventually going to be my customers. So this was really clever. And even one of the more clever things they did was, those sort of drinks which is already famous, like vodka and some other alcohol. So the Red Bull invented some sort of cocktail mixing up with vodka and introduced it to the young generation, which was an instant success because they liked it. And it didn't took a long when Red Bull was started to selling 1 million can per day in Austria. The key point I want you to take from this part of the video is choosing the young generation at that time for the Red Bull is like today's world, we choose our influencer market. So whenever you want to introduce a product to the market, try to be very specific and niche hunter when you're going for influencers. When you're going to select influencers, they play a huge role in creating of a brand if you are trying to creating a brand. So this is very important that you choose the sort of influencer who actually serves sort of type of audience that is your targeted audience. When you have these two combinations right, your brand has the possibility to remain in those person's mind, and which eventually they can always remember you. One more important thing is that a lot of time, maybe you heard of these things, or if you're not, you're gonna hear it today, is doing giveaways. By using those influencers, you can do giveaways. And at the beginning, when you're researching a product and want to make a brand, it is very important to understand the reaction of those people who you are about to target to sell your product. What would be their reaction when they find your product on their hand? So it is very important to understand. So sometimes organize the giveaways, like free giveaways by the favorite influencers, where the people who actually can test your product and see how good is your services and everything. This is very important to sustaining for long run in business and establishing a good brand in people's mind. The Austrian marketer, he actually knew that this strategy is working, and they used the similar strategy to get into the other European market exactly the same way. And in 1990s, Red Bull actually got into the USA market and was able to establish the name there very successfully. And in 1997, Red Bull was almost exporting every single country in this world their drinks. So that was the biggest moment when Red Bull knew that if one formula is working, just keep replicating that formula is the key success. You know that Red Bull slogan, what was Red Bull's slogan? It gives you wings. It was 20 years after when they changed this slogan to something else. Now, let me tell you a funny story about that, because they actually didn't do it on purpose. They've been sued because of using this "it gives you wings," because one of the guy who actually sued Red Bull because he was saying that I drink Red Bull for 10 years and I haven't seen my wings is actually growing. So actually Red Bull is fooling us. And you can see those pictures over here. Red Bull actually has to pay about $13 million to cover up these they made in 20 years of producing a wrong slogan. So choose your slogan very carefully, because slogan actually gives a little bit of spark and clear idea into the people's mind what is your brand is about and what is the emotion behind the brand. So Red Bull actually changed that slogan from that gives you wings to vitalize your minds, something like that. In today's world, it is very important to have that slogan. If you want to create a business, try to create a slogan around your industry. In fact, you know that Dietrich was a very good marketer because he had so many experience with the Unilever, so he knew exactly where the Red Bull has to be positioned. And in fact, he knew that previously the other founder who was extremely successful to introduce the Red Bull only to the energy market, so he was always sticking to the extreme sports. Now today's world, you can find that Red Bull is actually involved from cliff jumping to ice skating, to windsurfing, rock climbing, all sort of extreme sports. If it has come on TV or wherever you're watching, Red Bull is there. And this is how they actually introduce in the market that we only support where the energy is needed. Nowadays, slowly they are even getting into the media companies, and more video content they are producing, because today's whole world is actually moving into video content, which they actually figured out and they are trying to move into over there. So, and also one more important thing I want to say, you know, the Red Bull can is made with a thin aluminum, which is very easily recyclable, and they can actually tap into and shut those people's mouth who want to push the Red Bull and say them, look, you are polluting the environment by not producing recyclable products. This is so clever. You need to understand, and the company has to be flexible enough to blend into the new sort of challenge may gonna arrive, and so that you can sustain in the business and your brand can sustain and actually can mix up with those people who raise different sort of environmental issue. Be valid to raising environmental issue, because we are all gonna suffer if it's not. So Red Bull was very clever from those beginning, and they're very flexible company and dynamic, and they know how to do the marketing and how and where they want to target this factory and this brand. That's why they were being successful for the last 30 years, and that was the story of Red Bull for you, my friend. What we're gonna learn from this video is actually just an overlook of how this sort of big brand very importantly emphasize only those fundamentals, and they always keep those fundamentals in one line. They don't actually skip those fundamentals. Like most of us even may gonna think like, what is the new way of creating a brand? What is the fastest way of creating a brand? Now, all of this question is maybe gonna be valid, but hey, the fundamental never gonna go away. So it's very important that you understand it. Now, so far of this video, if you liked it and you came until this point, then I deserve a like, guys. I highly appreciate if you hit the like button right now and subscribe and click the bell notification so you don't miss any video, because in every Monday I come up with with not one, maybe some bunch of hot products that you can introduce and open a new dropshipping business or in your existing store. And in Wednesday I always talk about different sort of tips and tricks which you can implement to bring customer to your website, which means marketing. And in Friday I talk in general different sort of success story, or maybe something that I want to share with you, and this is the platform where I share it. Now, if you think this sort of things interest you, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you on next Monday with some sort of very good and hot products. So see you on Friday. Have a good day.